losing fantastic team members who defined us problems. In these moments, what I found was that what I said as a leader didn't matter. They were just words that washed away. What people grabbed onto was how I behaved. One has to admit failures and take actions that demonstrate real values. Doing so with a healthy sense of humor, with the intellectual perspective, empathy, and humanity it brings, is a vital part of responding to the unexpected, of adapting to new realities. Words matter little. Behavior and attitude are what count. A sense of humor is part of what makes us human. It's a deeply connecting and empowering thing. Deploying it doesn't make light of serious things. It means you're able to move forward in spite of those serious things. And that's exactly what a good Pixar protagonist does in the third act. They adapt, they change, they fix the problem. In our movies, they do it with humor, and sometimes with a dash of paprika. Where there is serious work, punctuated by levity, that's where we find meaning. Have a meaningful listen. Ed Catmull.
Introduction. Gravity and levity. The law of levity is allowed to supersede the law of gravity. R.A. Lafferty. One crisp October evening in 2016, a group of 10 behavioral scientists and lecturers stood on a stage in Chicago. We hailed from Stanford, Harvard, Columbia, and the University of Pennsylvania, a cast of characters who could, and probably do, lecture in their sleep on topics like human cognition, artificial intelligence and human well-being, global wealth distribution, negotiations, and decision-making. But we weren't on stage together that day to lecture or sleep. We were there to perform sketch comedy.
Now, academics, like business people, aren't known for being funny or charismatic or fun or cuddly. We get it. Yet the 10 of us had convened for a 2-day humor summit at the world-famous Comedy Theater and Training Center, the Second City. Because the research to date couldn't be more clear. Humor has a profound impact on human psychology and behavior. And we believe that this emerging field just might become one of the greatest competitive advantages in business. Seriously. Over those 2 days, we discussed past work done in the field and brainstormed new areas of interest that would define our future research together. The questions range from the broad and lofty, like how humor influences power, trust, and creativity, to the tactical, like how to craft a joke. Our ideation was aided by throwing an imaginary purple ball around and yelling things like blurg and zippity-zoop, in the name of science.
We got a crash course in humor techniques from the Second City comedy experts Ann Libera and Kelly Leonard, who had trained talents like Stephen Colbert, Steve Carell, and even some talents not named Steve, like Tina Fey, Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele from Key & Peele, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. All of which culminated in an exhilarating on-stage sketch comedy performance. The summit kicked off a multi-year exploration, confirming the hypothesis that had brought us all together on stage that day. From a research perspective, humor is serious business, and it's vastly underleveraged in most workplaces today. For some, this stems from a fundamental misunderstanding about humor's benefits, and the mistaken belief that gravity and levity are at odds. But the research tells a different story. That in fact, when we refuse to take ourselves so seriously, we relieve the stress standing in the way of serious work, create more meaningful connections with our colleagues, and open our minds to more innovative solutions. For others, they understand at least some aspect of humor's power intuitively, but when it comes to harnessing it with intention, few know how.
This is a serious problem. Beyond leaving a whole lot of benefit on the table, this lack of levity in our work lives has dire consequences for our physical health. Our workplaces are killing us. Our relationships